for the
Yeah,
same
right,
gratification. Yeah.
right,
So
right.
I don't think she's quite there yet, but
Hello, everybody.
hi everybody. Sorry.
We're just rambling on behind the scenes.
I'll just say now I have a slight cold and I'll be sucking on lozenges and drinking water. So if I sound even worse than usual, that's why.
Right. Well,
Maybe I should do
that's
some
okay.
ASMR.
Yeah, that's okay. We all end up with you know, all kinds of good stuff. You never know. Uh, it's and summer. I'm sorry, summer is the absolute. I don't think there's ever a good time to be sick with a cold or anything, but summer's just the worst.
Well,
I mean, to
that
me,
and freaked out because I'm house sitting right now, and I'm thinking COVID. So thank God I had my little rapid test thingy, and I'm negative. I did
oh
it
well,
twice.
good.
So yeah, so that's just I don't even have a runny nose. It's just all in my throat and my chest. So
Right, right. And it took me forever, working with the doctors right and left. Normally, I don't have serious allergies, but my allergies the past couple years have just been horrendous. And I'm like, what are we going to do? I need to do something about this because I can't be half asleep during the day. Everything I took made me sleepy. So I was like, ugh, but I think we finally found something. If you ever need anything that works halfway decent, Allegra out there, folks, is a good choice because it doesn't actually make you drowsy. But I wanted to take a second and say hi to Knickers. Love you, sweetheart. And Mans and Dan the man. We love Dan. Oh my gosh, he is just a hoot and a half.
he
You know,
was, he was. I was listening to your video, Dan, and that comparison of 7 skinny cows and 7 fat cows had me roaring. Oh, you could see those at at the market square.
don't be technical on me, man's love. I
Uh,
can barely. It's so cute when we're trying to figure out what time to for Mans to be there someplace, for a live or if we have a private live or something. It's just like, oh, good God, I am the last person to sit and ask because I'm like little deer in the headlights. Look, I have no idea. Don't look at me. I'm over there Googling. Hang on a minute. Let me Google it. Let me Google. I'm good at
poor
that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know, Dan.
so
We just
mean
love
to
you.
her. We're so mean
And
to her in Discord with the fried egg pizza. So there's something
somebody's
wrong with
got
you
to do it.
people.
Somebody's got to do it. Oh no.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Oh God,
Yeah.
that's
But
been a
oh, and
while.
if Boogie said that he resembled Dan, no.
I
Not
thought
even
that
close.
too.
Not even close. So,
Dan, you're too handsome
yeah.
for words.
Dan is a
And yes,
very
yes,
handsome
yes,
young
I'd
man.
love
He
to
really is.
move in with your uh, bevy of beauties and move into Dan's house. He invited us all, so I think we should go.
You to share ice cream, no less.
Mm-hmm. A
That's
teaspoon.
the sign of a true man. He will share his ice cream.
Except I bring my soup spoon because I like my ice cream. So move over.
And I frustrate my husband. He drinks his coffee right down. Boom, there it is. And I'm like, dude, it's hot. He goes, well, that's the only way to drink it, Kate. And I'm like,
That's
no, it's not. I like to sip on my coffee. I like to actually enjoy it. So, I mean, I will come back to I've still got a cup of coffee from my second cup still sitting here half full. And yes, I will drink it. I don't care if it's cold. I will drink it.
no.
And
I'm sorry. I'm team husband on that one.
oh, no. Well, maybe I don't know. It's because I end up multitasking and doing a bunch of crap and then come back and go, oh, well, so much for that coffee. And I got tired of having to huff up there and stick it in the microwave and then I'm like, just hell with it. That's like iced coffee, guys. Come on. I mean, it's just
No,
one
no,
step.
it's not like iced coffee. Iced coffee is prepared different. Stop trying to justify your weirdness.
Never, never. But now, when it comes to the ice cream, though, I will, he'll be sitting there just happily eating his little scoopies of ice cream, whatever. And I take my ice cream and I start stirring and stirring and stirring till I make it like soft serve in my dish. And
Oh,
he
for
just
heaven's
looks at me and is
sake.
like, that's weird. I'm like, who cares? I don't care if it's weird. I don't care. Just let me be weird. Oh, and you guys would, if you came to my house, you would all just like walk in and walk out in 5 minutes and go, holy cow, she's
No, I'd
like,
walk out with a handful of candles. So.
yes, you would. Yes, you would. Yes.
Mhm.
My one sister-in-law came over not too long ago, and she hadn't been, over in a while. And she goes, can I pick the room? I said, of course. Everybody shops the room. Go for it. And she went up there and she goes, holy gad, woman. I said, what? I said, I haven't even bought anything hardly. And Nickname was teasing me not too long ago. I hit the Bath and Body semi-annual sale. It's twice a year. That's when you're going to come up with the best stuff anyways, because they're very stingy with their coupons these days. I'm sorry. Now, I still have tons of survey coupons where you can take them in the store and use $10 off of 30, and that's wonderful, but they don't offer that online. And I have done 90% of my shopping this year online because I just haven't had time to get to the store. And that is the best time to do it. And yes, I did get a little carried away this year. Someone was nagging me behind the scenes to do a haul, and then I might. I don't know
Yes,
yet. I might.
do it.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
guys, if you hear a plaintiff sort of not a wail, but I have a cockatiel about 15 feet from me, and he's looking at me like he wants to really go out.
Oh, I heard him. Pretty bird. Pretty
So if I
bird.
suddenly disappear to put him in another room, you know what? Oh, there he goes.
He heard
Dusty.
me.
That's Dusty. He's a nice little gray male cockatiel.
Oh, I had one for years and years
Me
and
too.
years. They're mine like to sit there and whistle the theme from MASH.
This one does the arpeggio. La 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 la. You like my voice? Sorry.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah.
They're little characters. Now, do you cover him up at night?
You.
Yeah.
And
That just helps with their rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah. And for nap time. He has a nap around 12. Now, this bird is the prodigy of my mated pair. So I'm technically a cockatiel grandma.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah, so.
That's really neat.
Feathered grandson.
Oh, that's really, I hear you back there too. He's like, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of it.
I positioned him by the window so he could watch the world go by, but I think he's more interested in me. Bad birdie.
Man,
and
everything over there, man's is poisonous.
Yeah, and the cat's out on the deck lounging.
Aww.
Good timing. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into the meat of the potatoes here. What did I say?
And to me, I am so sorry. Now, come on, guys. Really? She who shall not be mentioned, where has she changed? She hasn't changed at all. No. She's still the biggest liar on YouTube, trying to pull off yet another scam using another person's photo of their bariatric surgery process. Stop.
Image reverse is a handy tool. 2008, that photo was taken.
Exactly. From some forum called Thinner Times Forum. So really, this brings back flooding memories of her trying to use a Hispanic man who eventually passed away, thank you, from a beating.
Racially motivated. Oh, we lost her. And she tried to pass that off as hers. She was in the hospital and tried to start a GoFundMe. This is a pattern of behavior. And so now, and what started us off here was we were going to completely ignore if she hadn't done those pictures, because the pictures she took of herself when she was having carpal tunnel, and I'm using my quote fingers, in a treatment room at the hospital is the exact same picture she posted saying she was getting prepped for surgery. So, yeah, no, that's what set me off. I don't know if it set Kate off, but
I didn't even do anything this time, too. I don't know what I did. Ah!
So,
Well,
yeah.
exactly, Kate. And if that's how much she spent, she got robbed, because you can get that same phone from Samsung for a little over $1,000. So do your homework, people, please. I mean, it's embarrassing, and it's honestly it's a slap in the face to people who have really undergone that procedure.
Mm-hmm.
And and why lie about it? Why? What's the point? I don't get it. Somebody needs to make that make fucking sense, because it doesn't. I mean, come on. And the picture that she put up that they're wheeling her back into surgery or whatever was from the little live that she did for 15 seconds back
Mm-hmm.
in May of this carpal tunnel procedure. It was this exact same picture. So does
Yeah,
she
exactly.
think, maybe she thinks everybody else is stupid? I don't know.
And I'm talking to the screenshot queen here. So
Yeah, exactly. Come on, guys. You know
and
me.
people document her. So this is not like we went digging in the dark web to find this. This is
Well,
like
no.
entry level Googling
Well,
that even boomers like
exactly.
me can do. You know?
Well, I know, and that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna scam people, because that's what that is. That's a scam. Let's
It
let's
is.
be honest, folks. Let's call it what it is. It's a scam. It's not only a lie, but it's when you cross the line when you're just out there lying, like she's been, lying this, lying that. Please give me a break. I loved it that 9 days before she buys this expensive phone, she's doing a live stream begging people about her blood sugar and, oh my God, this, I can't afford the protein shakes. But yet 9 days later, she buys a $1,600 phone. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. It never will. And that, my friends, is not someone who has changed.
Or is on mood stabilizing drugs.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
just because you're making sounds of pills shaking in your container or showing your prescriptions doesn't mean anything. What do you?
No,
You're a proven known liar, and anything. You're the boy who cried wolf. You know, nobody's
right.
ever going to believe, even if you actually start telling the truth. People will always be looking at you side eyed.
Exactly. Exactly. And with this one, for exactly the right reason. Because it's, again, somebody does need to make this make sense for me as to, she has her communities that she goes to. She's welcome in. She has friends. She has supporters. Why lie? Why? I don't get it.
Well, she's
I mean,
lying in
why do
bed
you?
all day. You know, she's got
It,
nothing to
it's
share.
It's sad. It's
Yeah.
sad because, again, she's got friends, she has supporters that who want to support her, but I just don't get it. Somebody needs to make that make sense to me as to why you're going to go out all to this elaborate nonsense. Because it's, you have to sit and think this stuff out. Well, she hasn't done a very good job of it. Let's just put that out there.
No,
But
no.
she tries to, make this stuff up and make it believable. And some people might be sitting there going, well, what's the big deal? Why call her out? Because it is a big deal. Because, again, what's the point of it? I mean, if she's going to lie about just stupid stuff, come on. That's not any kind of friend I want. I just
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling to us, and I think she just is so unbelievably bored.
Right,
That
but Kathy,
she starts thinking about stuff, and she says, "Well, if I say this or do that," but she doesn't do it subtly. She does these elaborate fantasy schemes of hers that are so we're going to find out. There's nothing subtle. She doesn't do anything in small measure. She has to make it grand, and then she can't control the outcome of this grandness.
Right, right.
You
Because she
know?
can't keep up with the lie. She
Yeah.
can't.
No, like the cruise. What
Right.
was she going to do when people were saying, "I want to see a full body shot of you losing all this massive weight"? What was
Well,
she going to do then? You can't use
right. And
filters because we all know what the YouTube filters look like.
oh, of course, of course. And that's just it. Maybe and again, I'm sorry. Everybody says mental illness, mental illness. This is not something a mentally ill person does. This
Yeah.
is something that a cold, calculating liar does.
Yes. Yes.
'Cause-
That. That I have met people that have just padded their lives a bit, like you do with a resume. Once in a while, they'll
well, sure.
exaggerate.
Yeah.
I have done it. I have done it. Not anything. If I ever got caught out, I'd be horrified by. But
Exactly. Right.
I mean, we all do it. If you don't, you're a liar.
And it's I would be embarrassed to
Yeah.
even connect my name with her. I would be embarrassed.
Oh, for sure.
Because people see this stuff, and it's funny too, because I just happened to check this morning. It's not like people are like, well, you paid too much attention. No, actually, I got up, it came up in my notifications, and I thought, oh wow, that's a scary looking picture, and I thought, well, good on her, she must have got her surgery. And then I thought, well, you know what, I am just going to reverse the search, just because that's something you should do, just to make sure. And then I
Yep.
was like, stop, oh my god, not again. This was like flashback time, and I just like, and I kept going through my head, this is someone who all the time, I've changed, I've done this, I'm good, I'm a good person now, I don't do this anymore, I don't do that anymore. That just purposely shows that she hasn't changed. And she said that the community post, evidently somebody reported her. No, she probably figured out quick enough that it reverse searched to a completely different person from 2008, no less. And she deleted it.
Yeah.
She was going to get caught.
Of course she was.
Because I mean, it literally, just like with the cruise.
Deniability. What are you talking
Well, yeah.
about? And you know what the funny thing about that picture was? I wasn't even looking at the scars on the stomach. I was looking at the thin hands. Those were not Alana's hands. She's got ham hocks. She's got meaty hands.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, Kathy. It is so good to see you. I hope you're well. I haven't seen you in like forever.
Hello,
we are talking about someone whose name shall not be mentioned for very good reason, because if you do mention it, it's just disaster for you. So,
yeah, and I was going to do a slideshow, and I thought, you know what? No, I'm not going to give her any ammunition. Anybody that wants to see those pictures, they're on Google them.
Right. Well, exactly. And and once it's up, it's up. You can't take it back. You can't.
Yeah.
And again, I would be embarrassed. I just don't again, everybody wants to go around all day long, make it make sense. This you can't. You cannot make this make sense. There is no making sense of someone who just is a blatant liar. Because, and again, there's no reason for it. I mean, like I said, she's got her followers, she's got her supporters, she's got her communities. What's the point?
Yeah. Well, like I said, she's got nothing to contribute to these communities. I know that the one that she is bottom of the rung there, but they tolerate her.
Right.
But she doesn't relate to them. They don't relate to her. They put up with her. But they're a very volatile, in real life kind of, it's a scary community.
Well, it is kind of, anybody that's going to sit there and talk about, meeting up to kick people's ass and this and that. And it's just like, you got to be kidding me. Come on, people. Seriously, we have enough wrong in this world that if you feel like you really got to go kick someone's ass over YouTube, it's time to go home, folks. Come on. Because, again, people are going to be, so why do you care? Why do you care? Well, I do care, again, because it is, if you're going to put it out there and I catch it and it's a lie, I'm going to call you out on it.
Yeah. And
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, no. And this is pretty much what you have to do. She'll claim we're picking on her and bullying her and blah, blah, blah. No, we're not.
Nope. Nope. Just calling out the lies and the bullshit.
That's what it is.
It is.
If I was bullying you, I'd have way more subscribers and I'd go live every day. I don't.
Exactly.
Hello.
Right. And that's just what I think that's the whole point, Kathy, is just that, there's all kinds of Kathys. Oh my gosh, Kathy number 1, Kathy number 2.
What's a C? Yeah. No, I spell my name with C. Yeah.
Kathy C. The other Kathy is one of our dear, dear, sweet people that we hardly ever get to see. And I'm so glad to see her in here. Yeah.
Here.
She is delightful. And that is the joys of being retired. You guys will get there one of these days. So that's why, they have nothing else to do. Oh, good Lord God, we have plenty to do. But, when the bullshit police is needed, by God, we're showing up. So.
Yeah, for sure. I don't need to be on every day and talk about the same shit day after day after day. It takes some dedicated people to react to the fat girls, but I just can't.
Exactly. Yeah, because there's been some, and I don't, I get people behind the scenes sometimes. Oh my God, did you see this? Did you see that? No, because I don't watch Foodie Beauty. I just don't. I don't. She's just not my cup of tea. I'm amazed that somebody posted a video of someone reacting to her, and he was spot on. He actually had some really good common sense and about YouTube needs to definitely crack down on ban evasion. There's been a few. Mm-hmm. So, and she's the star of ban evasion, but with what she's getting away with as far as, nudity and all this other stuff. And I was appalled when I watched that video, that the stuff that she's getting away with on her live streams, that's just crazy, because the guy had a really good point. What if a kid, we all try to watch what our kids do and what the young people are up to, but sometimes it's impossible. You sometimes just can't do it. Mm-hmm. And what if a kid came upon some of this stuff and saw, some of the stuff that, thank goodness, he blurted out. But, this is all stuff that she's getting away with on a live stream. It's like, oh my God, seriously? So, YouTube has become very fickle about what they are allowing and what they don't, and who can get away with stuff and what they don't. So yeah. I'm just appalled, honestly, about some of this stuff.
No, I like with the Amberverse and Chantel, you do you. I'm not interested in it. I got other videos to watch. I just can't be invested in their what's the word? Oh,
do you have an answering machine on that phone?
Yeah, it goes 4 rings and then it stops.
Okay, well, I just don't want to be able to hear the answering machine and have it say something you don't want to.
No, it's silent. It's silent.
Okay, very good. Very good.
It's not my phone, so they'll be home in a couple of days, so they can deal with
it. Right.
Because what if it's a no collector? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hi, Steve. I agree with that. I mean, it's and I agree with what this reactor had to say, is that she knows full well what she's doing when she does these flashes and bends over, and and like he was pointing out, it's very easy to have something happen accidentally. Heck yeah. But not like that. You could tell it's very cold, it's very calculating on what she pulls. And I think she's just, she might be voyeuristic, who knows, as to what she wants to try to get away with.
Yeah,
And it's
exposing.
just,
Yeah, a lot of people on
yeah.
YouTube do it, but some are more subtle than others.
Yeah, and she hasn't been very subtle lately, and I understand that. And again, it's, I just think that a lot of this stuff is not going to stop until, it's a pretty simple solution, and it's just don't watch her.
Yeah.
You know,
By the way,
I
just
mean,
before,
not give her the views and give her the attention that she's so craving, obviously, on more than one person here. That
yeah,
that's the only thing you can do.
exactly. And there is a community. I didn't investigate too far and I forgot to tell Kate about it in case she doesn't know about it. It's called the No Shame Try-On community, and they're usually curvy girls, and they're in their underwear, like they change into their try-on halls right in front of the camera. Some try-on halls, clothing halls, they'll pause a camera, get into the next outfit. These girls don't, and
Wow.
they're under the banner of No Shame. And so, see, this is me in my underwear, kind of, I'm not ashamed. And it's really, to get people to their OnlyFans or whatever. But I don't know if they're still around. You should look it up later. But I'm going, come on. I don't want to see you in your underwear. I'm not interested. This is not an underwear haul.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
I
stop
mean,
it.
it's
I don't care what size you are. I don't want to see that.
no,
But
no,
there
no,
it is.
you're right.
Oh,
Yeah, you're definitely right. Well, and
I'm
not
just being kind,
necessarily,
Kate. I'm
you
sorry,
shouldn't
Kate.
have to be ashamed, but at least have some couth. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for, is
Hmm.
when you're online, and heaven forbid, and I've addressed this before, supposedly she's got this stalker guy that drove 8 hours to see her, because I was at Candy's live when she did that reaction. That was a good video if anybody wants to go back and watch it. Candy did a pretty good reaction to that guy. And let's talk about stalkerish. But the frightening thing is those people really do exist, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
freaking scary.
it
you
is.
know that's why I'm saying some of these creators don't realize some of the vibes that they put out to what people might do in order to gain their acceptance. So it's kind of spooky to me what some of these might, stalkerish people might actually do to try to gain, you know attention from creepy people, because
Yeah,
it truly happens.
it does. It does. And here I am with my sick head. Kate, we lost Rick Barry again. Then he came back, and then I think he's rude. He was doing himself on live, and he lost his channel. Now he's back again. I don't know what's going on. Trying to keep up with that guy is.
Oh, I think I think I kind of know who you're talking
I'm
about. I have a
there.
I don't think I've watched him, but I've heard about him behind the scenes and stuff. That's how I hear about everything's behind the scenes. It's like,
Yeah,
oh my God, where does some of
he
you
was
guys find this
pleasuring
stuff?
himself on camera. He was doing it on purpose. I'm going, oh God, no.
Oh my goodness. Oh. No, and of course, and he's probably wondering why he lost his channel. It's like, huh?
No, I think he was
What?
doing it on purpose. It was hilarious. But
Oh my
and he keeps
goodness.
coming back. I don't
Um,
know. Those
Yeah,
Brits.
you might have some strike material. I think somebody just maybe uploaded a clip to something. So, we'll see, Kathy, we'll see. But it's just ridiculous. So, honey, 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 just come clean. Just come clean. Nobody cares. I mean, nobody cares if you're a size 20, a 12, a 2, a 22. Nobody cares. It's what's inside. Now, I'm sorry, she whose name shall never be mentioned, you're broken inside. You're
Yeah.
broken, honey. And nobody, everybody's tried on this side of the YouTube streets to be a friend and be there. I don't care what anybody says. We all know the truth. And we tried to be there and be a friend and be a real friend, a real one. And that didn't work. It didn't work out for us. And we didn't really think it was going to, but it was still worth a shot. It's always worth a shot. And to me, that literally ship sailed after, you get stabbed a couple times and you learn, you know, and we got stabbed more than once on that one. So we did learn, and that's fine. And well, people are like, well, if you don't have to watch her. No, we don't really that much, but come on, you guys, this corner of YouTube can be small and it can be large, but stuff comes around. You can't help but hear about stuff. That's just how it is. You hear about stuff. So, it is what it is. Oh, Kathy, it's so good to see you. I hope we get to see you more often, honey. Take care. And watch that toe. Be careful with that toe, young lady. Toes can get kind of scary stuff. A friend of mine, you guys all knew her as Soggy Bottom. When I first met Soggy, something happened, and she stepped on a stick out in her yard. And she ended up, her toe got very badly infected. And she went to the hospital finally. She's another stubborn ass that would not go to the hospital. So she finally goes to the hospital, and they put her out, told her we're going to clean the toe up, do whatever we can with it. Because, I think her toe, when she told me about what it looked like, I said, sweetheart, you need to go to the hospital because that sounds like gangrene. So she did go. They knocked her out. Oh, it was awful, Kathy. It was really bad. And she woke up and she called me. She goes, Kate, you're not going to believe this. They took my toe off.
No.
And yes, and she was not expecting that at all. God love her. And so she just about flipped out. And I can understand that because they told me, she goes, they told me they were just going to clean it up. And I said, honey, it was probably so far gone they didn't have a choice. So, but bless her heart, she had to go to rehab. She was so mad. I had to go to rehab for a dumb toe. So
You've got to walk different now.
Yeah, you do. I guess you really do.
You do.
And so she was very disappointed, but we finally got her right as rain and stuff. And, sadly, a couple years later, she's not with us anymore. And I miss her all the time. And there's people that I do miss, and I talk to, like Diz, our little friend Diz. I miss Diz daily, and I think of her often and speak of her often. And, I just there's just holes that sometimes just can't be filled. But exactly. Kathy, you have a wonderful day. Take care, sweetie. So good to see you.
Yes, come back. If you can find time, please come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Kate, I hope that the Farms gets a hold of some of her new antics, because it was just so comical. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding. It took me, and you're like, oh, well, why do you spend all the time to do this? Honey, I took 2 seconds because I was curious to go, well, because I did it. My first thought was, oh, wow, that looks scary. It looks like she's sore, but it's good for her. She got her weight loss surgery. She might be telling the truth. And then I thought, you know what, though, just because, go ahead and reverse search it and look. Click, boom, there it is. Nope. Somebody else's photograph again from, 2008. And how embarrassing. You know, come on.
And she has no shame, so because she just
apparently no thought process to look and check, like with the cruise. Did she not think to Google how that shit worked before she started posting all this stuff?
I don't want to see the ticket.
Well, and of course, and she's never going to show it because she doesn't have it. She can't show it. She can't. And everybody's like, well, you don't have to prove anything to us, Miss She Who Shall Not Be Mentioned. Well, honey, you got to prove to me.
Mm-hmm. And me.
Yeah. And they're going like, well, who are you? Me. I'm the conscience. I'm over here calling your bullshit out because I can. It's my opinion. I can do whatever I want. Kathy, it's your channel. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. I choose to LOL at She Who Must Not Be Named.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
another thing, madam, while you're pretending to recover, you're going to have to be careful and mindful not to rattle your Whataburger bag and your sweet tea ice when you're going live, because we know you can't eat that stuff anymore.
Nope. Oh yeah, because a lot of people, there's a lot of different bariatric procedures, and she got the sleeve. But you know what though? People don't realize that they still remove a huge part of your stomach during that process. And what you're left with is like the shape of a banana.
Hmm.
And then there are so many things afterwards that, I mean, you can't drink pop. You can't, I mean, a lot of stuff that you cannot do afterwards.
And the short transit time from food hitting your stomach till it exits, and sometimes
Exactly.
there's no warning. So that bag of Depends I saw in your hotel room a couple of years back, sitting by the bed, you might want to order some more, if this is all
Hmm.
true, of course.
Oh,
um
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you did none of the prep. You didn't quit smoking. You
Nope.
didn't quit the junk food.
Nope.
They would not have performed surgery on somebody that had a reverse or a reaction to the anesthetic from a prior procedure. Um, you're supposedly diabetic, um, got all sorts of other problems, and it would have taken at least several years before they would have approved you, because you would have
Oh,
had to lose a significant amount of weight beforehand
yep.
because of all your prior conditions, if we're to believe even half of them.
Right. And
Your
I'm sorry, I believe none.
cancer, your lumps, your bad knee. Please, if I missed one, let me know.
Right, right. And because it's interesting too, because some of the same things that we have in common, like, I need a knee replacement, and now, since COVID I got bumped, which is probably a good thing, because I just recently had a conversation with the orthopedic, and he's like, well, they're going to check into getting me, they have new stuff that comes up all the time. There's a gel that I guess they can put in there. And he wants to try that because he goes, in all honesty, he said, and it's notorious, tall people have issues with their joints. I mean, I'm the short one at 5'8".
Hmm.
So, I have one sibling that's, a female sibling that's 6 feet. So, and then some of my brothers are really tall. So it's, joint problems are no secret. Trust me.
Right.
But he's like, because of your height and other things and other factors, he goes, we really want to put this off as long as we can. And he said the reason being is you're going to have this done every 10 years, if that.
Wow.
He goes, yeah. And so he goes, we really want to, because, and now I mean, I can do everything I need to do. I kind of giggle to myself whenever I go to the store, because I love shopping. Everybody knows that about me. I will go down every aisle. I don't care. I'll go down every aisle, Costco, at Sam's. I don't care. I love to be out there shopping. Now, if I have a cart in front of me, I'm very stable. I have no problem. But just to go out for walks and stuff with the spouse or with my girlfriends or whatever, I'm going to start taking a walking stick. That
Yeah.
way it's going to help me, because I've already had my knee give on me a couple times.
I.
So, yeah, and I probably should be a little bit more honest with the surgeon about that part, because he asked me, has it gone out on you? I'm like, no, not really. So
I'm
I
gonna
need to not
tell on
tell him
you.
about that. But yeah, but she was supposed to have that done, months and months ago. Next month I'm having that done. It's just like, stop. Yeah, I just can't with her. And again, why? What is the point? I hope she comes live when she's done with this little charade, because that's exactly what it is. And she can come live. She can address me personally. I don't care.
Yeah.
But she needs to, and she can say, well, she doesn't owe me an explanation. She does, because there are people. This bothers me expressly because I actually had a childhood friend that had this type of procedure, and sadly, she died during it.
Oh.
And this was many years ago. I mean, not many, but enough years ago when this was kind of a newer thing. And, you know, she never asked me that, you know, should I do this, Kate? Or, you know, we talked about it a little bit in general and stuff. And I told her she needed to do what she thought was best for herself. And she thought this was best. Sadly, it's not. And it wasn't for her. So this really gets me angry, because there's people out there like my friend that did this for herself and did this surgery and did this procedure, and she fucking died. So listen here, she who shall not be mentioned, you cowardly cunt, is what you are. Just for once, be yourself. Try it.
She knows who herself is.
Well, this ain't it, whatever it is. This ain't it. I mean, she can't use the excuse that everybody shuns her or whatever. She's got her little community. She's got her little butt buddies. So stop lying to them all. Stop it. I mean, have a clue.
And some self-respect.
I'm really ticked off about this one. I really am.
I know. Because she just, it's anything she picks up that might bring her some sympathy is what she does. You know, with the thyroid cancers, not knowing that some in this community have gone through that. So we know exactly, or had family members go through it. And she hasn't gone through it.
No, she hasn't. And that just makes it an even bigger slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Because she wants to, you know, she wants to emulate others, which I get that. I get it. But you know what? Mm-mm.
She has no personality.
So. And well, you know, she could be a very nice person. She could be. She was to some of us. She was very funny. She could be, you know, comedic. She could be a lot of fun. But there's that line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's crossed it so many times. She's crossed it so many times.
So many times. For those that are new here, don't know the backstory, I won't get into it too deeply, but there was some vitriol and infighting, and it was infecting several communities. And she approached us. Well, actually, she struck my channel several times. But then she emailed me after we had a back and forth through email, and lifted a couple of the strikes and apologized. And we as a group that were affected by her decided to take her into a Discord, befriend her, sincerely befriend her.
Yes.
And try to redirect this need to go after people and give her a safe place to do it. And you know, there were a lot of us that were skeptical, and they decided to opt out, which I don't blame. And then there was a couple that really went back, tried, and one of them had channels removed by she who must not be named. So it was, and then she turned around and stabbed us all in the back, because what we think happened was she wanted in on our community to take screenshots, try to stir the pot up. See, the thing of it was, we didn't say anything in Discord that we didn't say out here.
Exactly.
So
Kathy.
Yeah. So anyway, she called a big emergency meeting on a private live and spewed all.
But yet that wasn't her in the Discord, Kathy. That wasn't her. That wasn't her.
Yeah. She'll deny she was ever there, or she'll say something else about it. But really, the short story of it was that she got us into that live. We didn't say anything. Yeah, yeah, we didn't say again anything against the other person she wanted to go back to being friends with. We just
Nope.
wish her luck. We don't like her. We will support your channel, but we can't follow you over to anybody else's that
Right.
we don't want.
Right.
So she
And we
took
were
that.
mods for her at the time. We were
Yeah.
mods for her at the time and told
Uh,
her my last message, because
mhm,
that whole Discord is still there. It was mine. It's still
yeah.
there. Posterity, I suppose. I don't know. But it's full of stuff. And my last thing that I said to her that day was,
Hey,
look,
Nisi.
we will come in, and or this was me talking. I said, I will come into your lives, because she
Mhm.
gets hit with trolls a lot, but she usually handles it herself. And once you're gone, you're gone. I've been banned and blocked for a year at least. And but so I said, I will come in and do the best I can to control the trolls for you, and be a silent, in there. And you can have whoever, because nobody was ever telling her who to be friends with. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I don't give a crap who people are friends with. I don't care. And so, that was a big deal. And, again, she wants to go off this deep end and say stuff. And I'm not even going to, the thing that I thought was funny was, I did listen in on another creator's stream one night when she was there, and a friend of mine was in there talking as well. And that very same live, she came in just for the end of it. I just wanted to let you know that this was my husband's cousins that was involved with the Texas shooting, and that's his
My
relative. And I'm
God, that's
posting the
another thing.
GoFundMe. Yeah,
Mm,
and come on, I followed that link that she posted. That you could all go, but please don't, accuse him of this or accuse him of that, or don't troll him this, don't troll him that. But you can just go ask to see if we're related. So I clicked on the little link that she provided, and this was like 10 minutes after the stream ended. It went to a page that didn't exist. And I'm like, interesting enough, but I did click on the GoFundMe, and I actually did donate a little bit to that GoFundMe.
yeah, because
So,
I found the GoFundMe too. It was real
yeah,
simple. So why
right,
wouldn't she check the link or whatever, you know?
right, right. But again, it's like you said, Kathy, it was probably for attention.
Mhm.
Oh, that's part of our family, whatever, whatever. Stop. Again, you know what? She can say whatever she wants about me. I don't give a flying
No,
rat's
I don't
ass.
either. I don't
But
care.
she
I have
needs
to
to knock
respect
this
you. It's
shit
fair.
off,
Yeah.
because I will be there every time I can to call her out on her lying and her bullshit.
Mhm. And she knows it. And she
Yeah.
knows it. We're not doing anything underhanded. Um, yeah, so I'm just back to the man's beep beep beeping. She took that private live that we did.
Yep.
Like we said, we were just telling her, we'll support you and your channel, but we can't
Yep.
support the other person. And she abruptly ended it. And about 3 or 4 days later, she puts it up, but she has heavily edited it, and I'm smiling while I say that, because she vocally beeped the relevant things that people needed to know that was coming out of
Right.
my mouth. She was
Right.
going beep
Right. It
beep.
was ridiculous. Oh, it was so funny too.
Oh, oh my God.
It was.
So yeah, we just stood there. Like, my response to that video is still up. It's called
Yes, it
Truth.
is.
If you want to go see it. But I'm sorry, I apologize for the audio. I had no proper mic, and I had the lousiest internet ever, and it didn't translate well. But you can hear it if you're a patient person. You can hear what was truly said.
Yeah. Yeah. You can.
Yeah, and she didn't
And
like that. And she
no.
decided to strike me again. This time I fought back, because you can't strike me, and you can't strike Kate, and you can't strike Candy, who was the third person on that panel, that
That's
private
right.
panel. So no. So I went to YouTube and had it reversed. But you know, this is what she does. And then
Yep.
she gets all pissed, and she'll start reinventing history. She'll twist little
Yeah.
facts, and we just like, oh, the people that know, the people that
Right.
matter know.
That's
So
true.
yeah, you're telling your side of the twisted tale to people that don't really care. They're just here for the shit show. So,
Right.
you boo.
Right.
That
And it's interesting. Hi, Nisi. Nisi's in the chat right now, and
I
Nisi has actually gone through this procedure.
ah,
And she said there is so much stuff that you have to go through in order to get this done. It's a process, and it can be months long. I mean, months long.
yes, yes.
And
Nisi, if you want to come up and tell your story about it, you're certainly welcome. Just let me know and I'll send you the link.
yep, yep. And you know, it's it's it just I just don't understand it. And again, that's what, I don't care about what anybody else thinks. And I know she could give a rat's ass about what I think, but she needs to explain this to me. She's done so much stuff to us over in the past. And I guess it is in the past, but she's never felt bad about it. She's never apologized for it. She's never owned it.
Yeah. No.
So no, she hasn't changed. So I want to know why. Why that she has supporters, that she has supposed so-called friends, as I'm using my little air quotes, and people that she hangs out with. So why lie to them? Because she's lying to them just like she's lying to us.
I guess we got a response video already.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. And again, I'm sorry. The last person that I knew that had this procedure went live from the hospital. So, okay. Okay.
Yeah, why wouldn't you vlog? If that kind of a vlog video about going through this procedure would have brought her in views and new subscribers,
sure
but she didn't. She posted an old picture of her posing in a treatment room with a mask on her face and a gown she probably took from they always have the gown rack outside in the hallways and hospitals. You can just take one, put one on, slap a mask over your head.
Right. I mean, exactly. And again, that was the same picture that she used from May 4th.
Yes. Yes.
And it's just like, I'm just like floored. I'm like, are people this stupid? I guess. I mean, maybe that's my question: is everybody else that stupid? and
clearly,
I just, again, I would be embarrassed to have her anywhere associated with me, ever, anywhere.
Yeah.
Has the effects of a medical Jeep and a respirator. Oh no! Oh, that's hilarious. But again, does she not realize that I learned when I first met this woman? Because again, we first met her back in. Because let me see. Leach was first. We met her first. We have the same people to thank you. But we met her first, and then the other one just kind of slid into the community. And I have a clip of him saying something, another person saying something about another friend of ours, and that was, oh my God, that was entertainment for like at least a month or so, because the first community that tried to figure that out didn't have any success. Well, I sent it to the wrong person. I sent it to a troll. Well, guess what, sweet cheeks? It's still sitting in your sent folder. I mean, it's still sitting there. You can resend it again. But anyway, so she tried to pull that. Oh, well, I sent it to the wrong person. I've got this clip. And no, the clip, it didn't exist because it never happened. He never said it. So that part I will stand up for him on, and I did back then too. He never said it. And so then our community at the time got involved, and we're waiting to see this clip and this, whatever. Again, nothing. And I have proof. I have proof. Oh my God, I've had the proof I've heard that for, a little over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
So about a year and a half that we've been graced with her presence. So, It's
Our
just
own very
too.
special pandemic.
Yeah, exactly, Kathy. Oh my God. It's one we can't shake off. It's like a dog humping your leg. We can't shake it off. God. Ah. Oh.
Thank you, Flanders.
Thank you, Flanders. Oh no. Oh God.
He sucks it too.
Oh, there's a
Not
story
you, Kate
behind that.
Winslet, the other Kate. What's that? What was that show from? Barefoot
A,
Naked or whatever.
a naked and afraid. Naked and
Naked and
afraid.
Afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
naked and afraid. So yes, that's funny. Oh my God. That's hilarious. But hi Deborah, hope you're doing well.
Deborah.
But I'm floored at, I don't know. Again, she's never going to convince me. I will always be right there to waste 2 minutes of my time to and again, the cruise thing, that was fun. That was
Oh,
freaking
oh, oh.
hilarious.
We need a
Oh
cruise
my
update.
God. I still laugh about that. I mean, it's just like, has she ever thought to do? I mean, she's got nothing else to do. Why doesn't she do her correct research? I don't get that. If you're going to lie and you're going to try to, and again, she's the one, nobody cornered her and made her lie. Nobody did that, even with this procedure. All of a sudden she's coming up with this and putting it out there. I'm having this weight loss surgery. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm going on a cruise. Nobody put that out to where, she got cornered and had to say something. She just puts it out there to put it out there. And it's all lies.
And she can't back it up. It's a house of cards. You
No.
start looking too closely at it, it's going to collapse. So she doesn't have a foundation for a really good, elaborate lie.
And does she not get that? I mean,
well, no, I think she lays in bed all day. She smokes, she eats crap, she takes whatever random drugs are around. And I think she thinks she's smarter than YouTube. I mean, what else could it be? It's just lazy.
I guess so, Kathy,
And
because
I guess she looks at us as just as lazy or couldn't be bothered. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not
yeah.
that lazy. I hate
And
to
I'm
gossip.
definitely, well, yeah. I mean, come on, because I can upload videos that I took on my cruise today. I could up those, with no problem. I have them. I've picked a few out to show the girls because, I wanted to, especially now with this heat. Oh my God. I'll have to put the video up. I keep saying I'm going to do it. I'll have to put that up for you guys. I've got, we were on the inside passage of the Norwegian Joy, and I put up little floaty icebergs. And I was like, this is so cool. I've never seen anything like it. Because, like I said, I was so used to the Caribbean cruising and doing that it was very strange to be out on deck in a sweater and have it be cold. And, it is just a whole different experience. My husband and I were out there drinking hot toddies on the balcony, watching the world go by. And it with a little blanket on our laps. It was the best. I mean, I can't wait to go back and do it again. But, the beeping sounds of like an episode of ER. It probably is, man. That's why.
They were showing our age here. We think that's funny. ER.
I know. Oh my God.
It's the modern version of the medical show these days, ladies.
At least we could talk about Dr. Dreamy or something from Grey's Anatomy. Oh gosh. And I'm lucky. I don't know why. One of my husband's favorite movies is Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh.
Now it's probably I think he might have a little hot things going for Reese Witherspoon. I'm not really sure, but oh girl, I'm a happy camper. I love watching that movie. There's Patrick Dempsey, Josh Lucas. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Yeah. So that's
Thanks for
always a
dropping
fun
by,
one.
Bounty. Thanks for dropping by. And hey,
Hello,
congratulations
Bounty.
on your TikTok success. Good for you. Yay.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But yeah. So we got our George Clooney was my doctor of choice, but that was eons ago.
Yeah. Nisi, she said, honey, that she was going to be private paying for this procedure
Ah,
on a payment plan. Yeah.
that's a lot of twerking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of twerking. You ain't shitting. I mean, I just had, and I have fairly decent insurance. I just had to have that ultrasound of my abdomen. Oh my God, what they charge for this stuff. But anyways, when I had my last colonoscopy, they billed my insurance company, get it, girls, $17,000.
For sticking a tube up your butthole?
Yes.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ. I'm glad I'm Canadian.
I don't. and of course, it's the one of the first procedures I ever had was back in 2014 because I'm very lucky that I had a problem and I survived. So now I have to have a colonoscopy every 3 fucking years. Thank you, and it's so delightful. But hey, it's better that doing that than having the other outcome to where it was bad. So I'm glad they caught it when they did, and I'm good, and I'm a happy camper. But I called after my first one, and I asked the lady, I'm like, you're billing the insurance company $14,000? Because this was back in 2012 or so. And the lady finally got frustrated with me. Do you know what she's told me?
What?
Well, ma'am, what do you care? You're not paying for it. And I was flabbergasted. I could not believe that she said that to me. And I'm like, but yeah, I mean, what if in 3 years I don't have decent insurance? I need to know, do I need to sell a kidney first? I mean, it's just insane what stuff costs. So, they don't have, I think that's just it. They think, people think that, oh, well, insurance is going to cover the most of it. Who cares? Well, I care because it trickles down to everybody else. So it's just like, well, okay. But I was flabbergasted. I told my doctor that's what they had said too, and she was like, wow. So because I don't understand why, MRIs are so freaking expensive when, the hospitals owned that machine for quite some time now.
Exactly.
And it gets, yeah.
I'll give you guys a break, for crying out loud. How really expensive does it need? Well, I've never had one, so I can't speak from experience of having one. But is it that complicated?
Not really, Kathy. They stuff you in a tube, and they're so cute too. One of the first, I've had knee issues on and off for a while, just because of my height and that kind of crap, age, and I had a meniscus problem. Oh gosh, I was in my 20s, and the doctor sent me for this MRI. I'm like, okay, this is going to be really weird. And I went, and the hardest part for me is laying flat on your back, because that it's like a big round tube, almost like a CT scan tube, right. And you just get pushed into the machine, and then on a CT the drum rolls around around you, and kind of same with the MRI. But they go, would you want a Valium first? And I'm like, oh wow, do I need one? I'm like, oh shit, what are you going to do to me? And he goes, no. He goes, some people just prefer it to relax. That first one I did all those years ago, oh my God, I fell asleep. I fell asleep in that. And the guy, he goes, ma'am, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And he goes, most people are bothered by that. I said, oh, it sounded, because the MRI machines make a lot of, they make kind of different noise. It almost sounds like a drumming, hammering type sound. And I said that to me, it sounded just like my uncle's boat, and I fell asleep. So wacko, I guess. I don't know, but
God.
no doubt. Oh, but yeah, the Nisi's right. That's why our insurance is so high. That they take chunks out of your check every month. Yeah, I have to. I cringe when I write that premium payment every month too. It's just like, oh, holy cow. But you have to have it. So you have to have insurance these days, and it's just, you know, my husband found out that hard way as well. He was never fond of insurance, any kind of insurance, and I'm like, honey, you have to have insurance.
You can't get away with
You
it.
just, yeah, you just do. And he was very grateful because he had a heart attack several years ago, and his heart attack was $138,000, I do believe, and that was cheap. That was actually really cheap. He had basically a silent heart attack, and he didn't realize he had a heart attack, and he kept getting up in the middle of the night, not feeling well. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is why we have insurance. You're going to the emergency room. And I don't know what it is with guys. Me, I have a problem. I give it 2 weeks. If not, I'm at the doctor. And he's like, okay, fine, I'll go. And the guy came in and he goes, well, guess what, Mr. Waxlever? You've had a heart attack. And we're like, both our faces were on the floor. Because, he's the epitome of health. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do anything weird, and he's maybe 20 pounds or so overweight. He's not, anything like that. And we're like, wow. And it was all family history for him. We just didn't, pay attention. He never had his cholesterol checked or anything like that. And, he just took it all for granted. But he was in the hospital literally that was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They kept him, of course. He went to ICU. He's joking around and doing thumbs up going to ICU. And I'm back there white as a sheet going, oh my God, they're taking your husband to ICU. I mean, yeah.
Whoa.
And it was very frightening for me. And he's just like, yeah, I'll be fine. It's all good. And I was just like, dear God. Well, the doctors came in the next day, did an echo and said, yeah, there's some blockage there. We'll go to the heart cath lab and take care of that for you. And I'm like, okay. And 2 stints later, but that was on like a Wednesday night in the middle of the night, and he was home by Saturday. So I'm just like, whoa, okay. You're going home in 2 days. Whoa, righty now. So yeah, it was
you treat him so delicately afterwards, It's just like you're gonna touch them, they're gonna break.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And he was lucky because he is super, super active, so he did not have to do the cardiac rehab. The doctor kind of wanted him to, and when we went for a follow-up appointment, he's like, what does he do again? And we told him, and he goes, oh yeah, you'll be fine. You don't really need to do the cardiac rehab, but it's something that should be done, and if you need to. Oh, nickname, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Don't drink. Yeah. Oh.
Well, and I mean, you just never know. That's one thing that always just never ceases to surprise me. As I was talking to my boss not long ago, and we lost one of our clients, and it was a younger lady, and we were just like, wow. And the woman had lung cancer, never smoked a day in her life. Yeah, it just is so weird how, we're all put together the same. We all have a heart, lungs, kidneys,
Yep.
but some stuff just goes awry in some people, and it just makes no sense as to the rhyme or reason as to why, my mom, my dad, they both smoke and drank their entire lives. And neither one of them had any kind of problems at all as far as, what the smoking or the liquor did to them. But yet you hear people that never smoke get lung cancer or, have other problems. It's spooky.
Freaky. Wow. You just never know. Like a friend of mine, well, not a friend of mine, a coworker of mine. Her husband had one of those widowmakers, the one that just you
Oh,
drop, you're gone,
wow.
out jogging. This is a health. This is a health nut. I can't speak. A health nut. You
Yep.
know. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go. You just don't know.
No, you don't. And tomorrow is never promised. And I get that. So again, if tomorrow is never promised, why do you want to go and lie and spend your days, doing this kind of stuff on this type of platform? It's just,
And your life is
and
so
YouTube is
devoid of
becoming,
anything. Yeah.
yeah, YouTube is becoming very, very weird as far as, people are bailing from YouTube and going to Rumble and Twitch and some of the other places, and and I understand. I see why. Because
Yeah.
YouTube's gotten pretty vile. So
Well, no, Twitch is actually more strict than YouTube. So
oh wow,
you
really?
blink funny that they'll kick you out. So I
Right.
thought
And
about it, but I thought no, because I like to say fucking cunt and shit and piss and you know, and they don't like that.
right, right. It's
Unless you're one of their big money makers, like the big gamer
true.
people. Yeah.
Right,
Then you can
right.
pretty much murder somebody and or who's that idiot? I'm ashamed to say she's a fellow Canadian in Saskatchewan. She tossed her cat, forced booze down her dog's throat or something like that. Got
Oh my
suspended.
God.
What the hell? Alinity, I think her name is. Yeah, Alinity.
Ugh,
There's YouTube videos about it. It's just like, oh, geez.
that's crazy. It is. Oh, and it is interesting. I do believe a certain little video has popped back up again
Oh,
of a certain person who smacked her dog.
oh, has it
Yes.
resurfaced?
Yes, I think it has. It's been a little while, but yeah, I think I know where that's tucked away at. So,
Mm.
so again, hey, stuff once it's on, it's on. It's out there, and you can't fake it. You just can't.
Kate.
See, look, that's why I love Kate. I mean, she is on it too. I mean, I just love her. I love all her reactions. Yes, I watch Kate all the time. I leave her a thumbs up. I don't comment because she'd probably go, "Who the hell is that?" With that weirdo.
Well, if she puts up with my comments, then she can put up with yours.
Oh, good. Then I will start commenting. Because yeah, I mean, Kate is awesome. I just love Kate to
Go
pieces. I think
subscribe to her channel. You won't regret
yes,
it.
yes. Everybody sub. So yes.
Somebody's squawking. Somebody's squawking.
I was like, pay attention to me, Grandma. You're not paying attention to me.
That's it.
It was cute. I was upstairs just kind of chilling out watching TV last night. And I nodded off just a little bit, and I woke up to these little eyes staring at me. And I'm like, Winnie, did I forget to feed you? And he just looked at me like, no, Mommy, I have plenty of food, but I just wanted to see what you were doing up close.
That inquired.
Yep. Yes. And heaven forbid, have you been able to go to the potty by yourself?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You can't ever go to the potty here alone. You just can't.
No. Never go to the bathroom by yourself ever if you have a cat or a dog.
Oh, and well, with I swear this new little kitten, he is still rambunctious. He's been with us now a little over a year, and he will grow out of some bad habits and then start them up again. And He, for some reason, will do anything to get in the shower with you if you're in the shower.
My
And
dog
it's just like,
used to move the curtain aside to see what I was doing. Oh, okay, you're
yes,
there. And then
yes. And now he will get right in with you. He doesn't care if he gets wet, nothing. And this is not our first rodeo with little kitties that love to swim. And I just looked at him and I am like, dude, you're going to get wet. You cats don't like water. He doesn't care. He apparently did not get that memo. And so I've been locking him out because I don't want to get freaked out, and have him get freaked out and me freaked out and me fall or just whatever. So I've been hubby locked him out a long time ago, months ago. Well, I started locking him out and I was in the shower and I hear this bam, bam at the door. And I'm like, what the hell? I got out of the shower. I was freaking out. I got out of the shower and went to the door and looked and he's just sitting there. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So he is up and he's throwing himself and beating on the door with his feet to try to get in the room. And I'm like, no, dude, you're not allowed to come in because you do not behave properly in the shower. So no, you are not allowed. No, no, no.
Oh my God, that's
He is
funny.
bad.
Oh, yeah. Hey, hang on. I'm gonna put Birdie. Keep talking. I'll be in the same room. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
gonna put a bird out on
Oh
the
no,
deck
that's
too.
fine. It's called Sound Effect Hospital. Kate, I love it. And see, again, why does she not understand that she's going to get busted every time? And come on, girlfriend, I know you're listening. You're listening to every little word. Come clean. Just, be honest for one time in your life. I know it's got to be hard because you've never done it, I don't think. Why you would want to for us, I don't know. But for once, say, I didn't get this surgery, because it's a slap in the face to the people who have and paid the price.
And nobody believes you.
Exactly, that part too. Because I can't imagine if anybody does, So
Wow.
he
Okay.
does. He takes after the big man of the house, Nick. He is Max's little mini me, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. So
There, he's nicely settled out there. He can speak to the cat that's on the lounge chair.
oh, I bet they have a lot to talk about. Please don't eat me.
No, that's true enough. I got the poor cat put cat TV on YouTube, and it's just a camera focused on a bird bath and all the wildlife. Cat went and leaped at my computer. Oh dear! And the cat was embarrassed. Sort of just switched its tail and said, "I meant to do that," and walked off. So.
Oh, of course. I love that. When they get busted doing something, it's so cute. They look around, just like kind of like a person. If I slip and fall on the ice or something on somebody's driveway doing a pet visit, I look around and first and go, shit, who saw that? It's just funny. And I get up and dust myself off and go, oh, good Lord. But cats are the same way. If they mess up and do something, they look around first, like, okay, who saw that? And then they just kind of walk off like, it's good. It wasn't me. I'm good. You didn't see that.
Yeah, I'll find that. I'll consider it next time I go live. Have hospital sounds playing in the background instead of music.
Exactly. There you go, Kathy. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, and
I want her to feel comfortable. I want her to feel comfortable visiting my channel. So, maybe I'll do that. I'm a nice person.
Yeah. Some nice chaise lounges, snacks.
Yep. Yeah. What can I do? It's my charity work.
That's right. This is our contribution for the month.
That's right. We do the Lord's work. Hallelujah.
Amen. 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 Yes, I'm doing an extra amen for someone in the bushes that's probably at work. So that probably missed it. But you
Oh.
can, since you don't dirty delete, she'll be watch it. She'll just watch it later. So,
Oh no, she's been busy. The girls in Discord are telling me.
oh, good, good,
I'll have to
good.
look. My ADHD is extremely sensitive today because of the wind, so I can't focus on what's being said there and here. Surprise!
Multitask, Mul-
Multitask.
multitasking.
This
Uh,
this end of my province is very windy. It is mostly wind, all the time. Wind, 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 wind.
so you're trying to tell us you're full of cold air, not hot air.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I used to live here many years ago, and most people up at this end suffer from migraines because of the wind. And me, I just became really hypersensitive. I'd wake up if a fish farted. And I'm getting twitchy. And then there was one time it just blew for 30 days. Like, fuck off. So, but the weather here is semi-desert, believe it or not. We'd even have cactus.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it's ground crawling cactus. It's not like Arizona cactuses, but New Mexico or wherever they're prolific. But yeah, and snakes and scorpions and shit like that.
Wow.
And it's dry heat, so the summers can get pretty dry and
And
brown.
it was in Oklahoma that the South has its scary critters. The South is very compared to like man's. Then there is the Southwest, and in Oklahoma, one of my girlfriends that lived down the street came and got me. She says, "You've got to come and see this. What do I do?" And I'm like, "What is it first?" I learned to ask, "What is it first?" And she goes, "I'm not telling you. You just got to see it." And I'm like, "No, you're going to tell me first." She goes, "I think it's a scorpion." I'm like, "What in the actual hell? Oh my God." And I went and looked, and I'm like, I'll get the waiters out. Shit, I ain't going anywhere near anything like that. And I went and looked, and sure enough, it was a black scorpion in her bathtub. And I'm like, how the hell did it get in there? Well, and you've always heard the urban legends about rats and snakes coming up through the toilet. It's true, they can.
No.
And they can come
Okay.
up through the bathtub. They can come up through the bathtub. And I'm like, oh, hell no. No, no, and no. So now that stayed with me forever. I don't care where I live. If I am going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I look. I will always look. I'm sorry. I'm not taking any chances.
And here I was
Never.
worried about what was under my bed, ready to grab my ankles if I got up at 3 o'clock to go to the bathroom. Now I've got to look at the toilet too.
No. I mean, I will turn the light on just real quick and turn it off to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. No. And I mean, this was not a little tiny scorpion either. This little thing was huge. And now the black ones are not, they're all venomous, but the black ones, if you get stung by it, it's not going to kill you.
Right.
Not like, the ones over in the Middle East that are pale green and see-through, those are another story. And but yeah, it's spooky. So yeah, if something looking back at me, girlfriend, I'm sending Mr. Wax in there to deal with it. So no. I mean, one time in Florida, we were down, oh God, I can't remember the time of year it was, but palmetto bugs look like giant cockroaches, basically.
I've
And
seen no picture of those
yeah,
things. Holy
and they
shit.
hiss. They make noise. I mean, it's like, oh my God, what the hell? And so I'm like, I'm not going back in there. And my husband's like, what? And I'm like, there is a huge bug in there. And oh, I'll go take care of it. And he came out and goes, is there any raid or anything? I'm like, what? Are you scared of it too? I mean, this thing probably, oh my God, I don't know. It was a pounder at least. I'm sorry. That thing was huge. And so I'm like, no. So everything, and they want to know why. And if you want to, this little tidbit of information here, The reason that Florida now has a python problem is because of Hurricane Andrew. Hurricane Andrew went through the state of Florida, and it took out, I don't know what you would call them, but it's facilities that hold reptiles for sale or whatever, whatever they have them there for, to go out to pet shops or just whatever. But it destroyed several of those facilities, and a lot of those snakes were just washed away, and people just assumed they all died. No. I mean, we'll all be here, we'll all be gone, and these creatures will still be here long after. And that's why they're having a python problem now, is because of all those, they all got loose back, I think it was 82 was Hurricane Andrew. But so they've had 20 years to multiply and proliferate. So interesting. And now I learned a valuable lesson too, that I always thought crocodiles, that saltwater crocodiles would never be found in Florida. Well, they are, but they are not deadly. You think of a saltwater croc, you think of instant, it's going to eat you instantly and be dangerous. No, those are, I guess, Nile crocodiles are the vicious ones.
Oh, okay.
And I guess they grow to some 20 plus feet long. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine. So no. So there's all kinds of cool stuff. I think they do actually fly, Nick. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, those bugs. Ooh, nasty.
Yes. Now I'm not a bug person. No, I've owned a snake. I've had a boa constrictor back in my early days. I worked for a pet shop, and the gal thought that that's what she was going to give me for Christmas, and I'm like, well, okay. I think I could get used to it, and I did. I loved her to death. She's a little female. I loved the snake the whole time I had it, so I can't, go against that. But we would get creepy people that would come in all the time and want to buy like the guinea pigs and the mice. I understand. I get it. I still don't like it, but they feed live mice to the snakes and stuff. Well, this guy kept coming into the shop, and he would want to buy the guinea pigs. And that's how big his snake was. He was feeding guinea pigs to his snake. And I told my boss, and I was friends with the gal, and I said, I'm refused. I said, if you want to fire me for it, I guess you should, but I'm not selling this guy guinea pigs to feed to his snake. And she goes, no, I don't blame you. She goes, let me know who he is, and I will tell him he's not welcome here anymore. So yeah, that's just disgusting to me. And because we've owned exotic pets, we've had piranhas before. And when you buy that kind of stuff now, up here in the upper Midwest, you can buy piranhas. It's not a big deal. Now down south you can't, because if they were to get loose down south, they could survive. So you're not allowed to have them down there. But we thought it was a whim. I don't know why we bought them. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Here's 2. And the guy goes, well, I don't know why you're buying 2. Only one's going to survive. It's going to eat the other one. I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. And we did find out that they grow extremely fast. I was like, oh shit. So we're going from tank to tank to tank to tank, trying to keep, them from outgrowing their environment. And finally, we called our local zoo to find out, and the guy wouldn't even talk to me at first, and because he thought we were trying to pawn them off on the zoo. And I'm like, no, these are my children. I just need to know how to move them safely, because you can't just net a piranha with a little green fish net. It's not happening. They're, one bite and they're right through that net, and you're, oh my God. And so yes, exactly, Kate. That's the only purpose those have. And so we ended up, and finally, we got to be friends with this guy from the zoo, because he finally realized that, no, I just wanted to know, how do I do this so I don't hurt them and I don't hurt me? Well, and you used a metal strainer. Duh. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So we did, because I looked at him too, and I said, sorry, dude, but if you're on the floor, you ain't getting picked up. So you're just going to have to stay on the floor. And the only part that scared me was we had one of our cats that would always love to get on top of the tank and sit up there. And I always had this, yes, I always had this envision that she would go through the lid, and she would, that'd be it. And so I would always get on her and not let her get up there and stuff, but she did it anyways. And I was like, oh my God. But so that never happened, thank God. And we ended up, oh my gosh, we had them for 12 years, I think. So we had them a good long time. So it was fun. I would do it again. I would definitely do it again. It was a lot of fun to have them. It was very educational, and they're not the killer scary fish that people think they are. So
for sure. Okay, we're having a little poke at somebody else. So look
yeah.
at that.
Yeah. The piranhas ate a very wide variety, high seas. They actually ate.
Hey, rotten.
They would eat romaine lettuce, which sounds strange, but they did. They ate some romaine lettuce and beef heart. I would go to the store and just get some beef heart and slice it up in smaller chunks and throw some chunks of beef heart in. And then sadly enough, they would eat feeder goldfish. And I know, Kathy, I just couldn't. It bugged me, but I'm like, they have to. So I'm like, okay, fine. And one time out of like 12.5 feeder goldfish, one survived. And I just couldn't do it. I'm like, it was the prettiest little fish. So I rescued him and put him in just a regular tank with some of my other fish. That fish lived for 7 years.
Or as man says, the neighbor children.
Yes, no doubt.
as they disappear slowly.
Oh.
Right, yeah.
I have. Oh.
That man's she's got an evil mind.
She does, actually. Don't let anybody fool you. Mans is really the one behind it all. Behind the scenes, she's the one. She really is.
She is really the dark web.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she is. She likes to pretend like, she doesn't know how to do anything or know anything.
Right.
Yep, she's the ringleader. Don't let her fool you.
And she runs Kiwi Farms.
Single-handedly, too.
Yep, she is all the users over there.
Yep, she is.
Busy little bee.
Yep, she is. So. Kate. That ought to last them for at least a month or so, Kate.
With some snackage in between.
No doubt. I don't know, but I wouldn't want to poison the poor fish. That would not be good.
No. Oh my God. What a horrible. That's actually pretty good for a horror movie.
Oh, I know, wouldn't it though? Oh, I just watched really a good one, Kathy. This would be right up your alley. It's called The Intruder.
Oh.
And it has Dennis Quaid in it.
Ooh.
And I love when Dennis Quaid plays a bad guy. And girl, he is buff in this movie because Dennis Quaid, he's getting on. He's a little bit older nowadays. I mean, one of my favorite movies with him was Frequency, and I just loved that movie. But this is called The Intruder. And yes, and I think it's on. I want to say you can probably find it on Shudder.
Okay.
So.
I'll look it up. Maybe it's on our YouTube movies too.
Yeah, don't let her Mickey Mouse pants fool you behind the scenes either.
That's right. That's right. She's evil personified.
Yep. I learned everything from Mans.
Haven't we all?
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of like at the end of Thunderheart. Always get tape, Frank. I hear that every night. Always get screenshots, Kate.
Now soon it's going to be suck it, Kate.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to be hearing that one for quite some time. Oh, that's okay. He
Just make
finally
sure
got
he
over
doesn't
that.
watch that episode.
Oh no! Oh please, he's probably behind, and I'll find out when he does because it was so cute when one of Red's famous sayings was, and the horse you rode in on, you can figure out the rest.
Yeah.
And so my husband would walk by and go and just stop dead in his tracks and look at me, and the horse you rode in on. And I'm like, oh, how long are we going to do this? And I heard that for weeks. It was hilarious.
That was
And
when
when we
Red was really drunk, and that was all he was basically saying at it.
And
On
well,
his,
he would say it other times too,
oh,
in his behalf. He would say it other times too, but it came out especially then, And I hope he's doing well. I have to shout him out. I hope he's doing well and having a good life here. But it was so funny. Yes, exactly, man. Um, but it's definitely a good watch. It's a good movie. It's on the edge of your seat stuff, and we actually get to see Dennis Quaid shirtless, so that works for
that's
me.
always a bonus.
You
What
ain't
was that
kidding.
movie he did was it the early 90s where he was a detective in New Orleans? Oh,
Oh,
that
oh.
one sexy movie. I think that was what my heart. I want him.
He's a nice looking guy. He really is. I
Yeah,
think my thing is dimples. When guys are just loaded with dimples, that's my thing. It's like, ooh,
you can
dimple.
see into your soul. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
No, I think he starred with that Alan Barkin, the one that's salty over Johnny Depp, just doing a one night stand with her. Can you imagine being that salty for what, 40 years over
Oh, I know. Exactly.
over one encounter? Alan, move on.
I know.
Jeez, what I was so embarrassed for her watching that trial and her testimony. I was like, why?
I know. Oh my God. That woman
God.
was something else.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say though, I was shocked at the verdict. I'm because I mean they both behaved badly. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Come on. But I think it was just. I think people saw through that because that's exactly what it was. I mean, it it's like some of the other actresses around YouTube, that we've seen lately. She's playing it up to the crowd. You could tell she was playing it up to the jury big time. Anytime
Oh,
that she was watched, it was like, oh, stop. I mean, I've seen her stop, and when a photographer ran up to take her picture, she was in the midst of blowing her nose. She actually stopped so she could pose for the picture.
I know. And she was also putting in when she was blowing her nose and you could see her stuff something up her nostril. It was one of those actor gimmicks, if you need a runny nose and tear. It was a little ampule, I think she just busted so she could convince people she was emotionally wrecked by this. And it was all caught. I mean, and I'm not
Right.
surprised by the verdict. He may be a piece of shit, but this was a defamation trial, not a I'm a saint trial. So
Well, exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
I would have been very 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 surprised if he hadn't won. To be honest.
Right.
Hi, 90s nostalgia. Do I know you by another name? I have several in here that like to change your name and fool me.
Hi, 90s. How are you?
uh, well, okay, people know you. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't keep up with everybody half the time. I mean,
yeah. I just everybody's welcome. Just behave.
exactly. Yep. Yep. No worries there.
Yeah, so but it was a good trial. I enjoyed it. I mean, who knew I could sit through 8 hours of testimony?
It was good. I mean, I was bummed that I really didn't get to watch, just actually sit down and watch as much of it as I wanted. But it was really good. All the recaps and stuff, especially the YouTube channel I was subscribed to, did a lot of really good recaps. So I didn't feel like I missed a lot. So that was kind of nice.
I had two windows open, one the Law and Crime channel, and then Emily D. Baker's commentary. So I would switch back and forth. When I knew what was going on, I'd go to Law and Crime because it had no commentary. And then if something came up that was technical, then I'd bounce back to Emily D. Because she was explaining why this was necessary or important. Excuse me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think we were subbed to the same
Oh, okay. Yeah.
YouTube thing. Yeah,
She
because I
made a fucking fortune, Emily D. Baker, with super chats.
I saw
Oh
that.
my
Oh my
God.
God.
I'm going to law
Yes.
school.
I know. I was like, holy shit. I'm in the wrong line of work.
I think she ended up being number one reactor on YouTube with how much she made. Like, holy shit, was like $400,000 or some insane
Oh
thing.
my God. Good for
No, I'm
her.
not
Holy
sure.
cow.
I'm sure that's exaggerated, but it was up there. Like, it was, you could retire. And that's when all the TV anchors and reporters all got salty about amateurs on YouTube. They were pissed because they were making bank covering the trial, and they weren't.
Right.
And I just thought, oh, Jesus, no. Oh man, you're not a bully.
She's the crime boss. Well, we're talking about somebody from the past, and I'll explain that who that is to you later.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of
Yeah.
what is
That's
going on?
that's definitely one I don't want to summon. Fuck. No.
Ooh, okay.
No.
Shall I be
No.
lighting candles and getting my sage thing out?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Yes. Resounding yes. Makes the other one look like a pumpkin picker,
Oh, okay. I'm intrigued. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. That was interesting to say the least. But other than that, what else have you been up to, lady?
Oh, other than looking after pets in a house, and it's been raining constantly, and then we'll have one day of really beautiful weather, and then it clouds over and rains again. So I haven't been out doing anything. Then I caught
we had that makes it hard too. I mean, we had a prolonged rainy season in the spring that's not normally quite as rainy, and now we're having an extended dry spell. So, and plus the 100-degree temperatures do not help.
No.
And my happy little ass has been right in the house. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm old and retired. I can do what I want. And my happy little ass stays in the house when it's above 90.
Oh no, that's hell temperatures. I don't do that. I don't do
No.
that.
Honey, the only time I'm doing 90 is if there's a beach involved. Then I'll do 90. I don't care, because the beach has that beautiful breeze and that kind of stuff. So it's not as bad as you think. So plus there's the nice beautiful water right there, and you jump in and you're good. So nope. I'm either doing 90 at the pool or the beach. Other than that, no.
Yeah, I'll look out the window and acknowledge it, but no. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nickname.
Smile and wave.
When I lost my Lucy a few years back, it just devastated me. I don't know if I could do with that pain again. She was my baby for 17 years. So, but you're right. I'm enjoying the cat.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, well, we were talking in Discord, and I was saying that probably if I was going to adopt a cat, it would be an older one. I don't think I can do kitten. God bless you, Kate, but no.
Girl, If I had not, come on. I am one of the most experienced people on the planet, okay? And we looked for the perfect kitten, and we're like, okay, we've got the perfect kitten. He's wonderful. He bonded with the one that, would have been the best choice for him to bond with. And we ended up with Monster Kitten. And he hasn't changed a bit. But we would do it all over again. We would. But honestly, I think as we do get a little bit older, I would like to go ahead and maybe adopt like you said, an older cat or dog, and one that might have disabilities.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, because, with our one little boy, he's 14, he had that little bit of a health problem back in February. He never fully recovered from it. And bless his heart, you know, he's doing well enough with it. But if something were to happen and he'd been at a shelter, people would probably look at him and go, oh, no, something's wrong with him. We don't want him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they go through that a lot. And just because, an animal is blind or has 3 legs or has some health issues, they're worth it. They really are.
You sure are.
So, I mean, there's just things that we can do. I know, Knickers, 17. That's a long time, honey.
I got I couldn't afford to take on a disability. I could fostering one, because then the organization would pay for the treatments or whatever the dog or cat needed. But on a fixed income, being retired, I couldn't take on the medical expenses of a disabled. But I would be a happy homeowner with a just an older dog that maybe is in line at the kill shelter and just needs a place to be for this last 10 years or whatever.
Exactly.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yes. Yes.
So there you go. I have to sit there and juggle my books, which I hate doing because I'm not good at it. So, but I would.
Yeah, but
I was out of it.
and they are so, I mean, animals are so forgiving. They don't care if how much money you got. They don't
No,
care
they
if you're
don't.
thin, you're fat, you're old, you're young. As long as you love them, they don't care. They
Yeah,
don't.
but I'm one of these people that if the dog or cat looks funny, I'm off to the vet. So
Oh,
just
Kathy,
that's
we are the same way. I mean, it
yeah.
just aggravates me to no end to hear people, well, how long has this been going on? 4 or 5 days. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, hello. Oh my God. I'm neurotic about it as well. I mean, my one old vet, when our older boy now, bless his heart, he gets urine crystals really bad.
Oh,
So it took him a while to recover from it. And of course they all eat the special food, which is putting us in the poorhouse, but what the hell, it is what it is. And we're happy to do it. But he finally had to tell me. I was calling, oh my God, oh my God. And he's finally like, Kate, is he eating? Yes. Is he drinking? Yes. Everything's fine. Stop calling. I'm like, okay, okay. So, I mean, we give them like us. I give myself a time limit. If I'm not feeling any better in a certain amount of time, then yep, I'm calling the doctor. Same with them. If they still are funky after a day or two, nope, we're right there to the vet going, hello, time to see us. And it's just like with a person. If the faster you catch something wrong, the easier it is to deal with it.
that's got it. Yeah. And and doing basic, monitoring their output to see if something's wrong or they're not eating. It's simple to observe them. But we know that there are people that keep pets selfishly. They don't take them to the vet for their shots because it's too much money. Well, if that's your number one concern, you shouldn't have a pet, which is why I'm
Exactly.
hesitant about it. because circumstances changed for me.
Right.
So, I don't feed my dog cheap food. I either make it myself or buy the best I can afford is what I'm going to
Right.
say. But
Right.
yeah, so there's no old Roy from Walmart from me, you know.
Exactly.
So I can't believe they sell that shit.
Well,
Oh,
and plus, and another thing that I am just flabbergasted about is all the recalls for human stuff too these days.
yeah.
Every time I turn the TV on, there's a recall for this, a recall for that. I'm like, what the hell happened to quality control in this country?
Funny story, Kate. You know that Jiffy peanut butter thing that was
Yeah,
going on? My sister
yeah,
has a case of it in the basement.
yep.
She through her church, she runs a little food banky kind of a thing.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
several shops and stuff will donate, and she come home with all this Jiffy peanut butter the day the recall came out, or the day after, and I'm going, you better check those. Well, we were on the phone at that time. And I said, you better check the serial numbers on those. And sure enough, so we don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
if this shop, it was just a coincidence or they were just trying to get rid of, but they have to send it back, don't they? So maybe it
Um,
was a coincidence.
I'm not really sure. We had four things of it, and I got mine from Sam's. So I
Hmm.
just returned mine to Sam's, and they were like, "Okay, thank you," and I'm like, "Thank you very much."
Oh, that's,
So
but yeah,
yeah,
this is
and
a donation. So it just, she doesn't know what to do with it. I'm going to throw it
well,
out.
you can write to Jif, I believe. I saw something online to where you can make your claim to the actual company and let them know. And I don't know
Oh,
how you make a claim, but there is a process that I've read about online to where you can make your claim
right.
about returning it and get reimbursed. So, and I just happened to, saw that one day and I posted it in Discord because I knew, heck, everybody has peanut butter. And a lot of people were like, "Oh God, thanks, Kate," because they had to end up taking their peanut butter back or chucking it. And I was lucky. We were eating on one of the big jars that had been recalled, and it was mostly gone.
Hmm.
And my husband looked at me and goes, "Well, I wonder if that's what's been causing your stomach problems." And I said, I don't think so. And now, of course, it wasn't because I'm still having stomach issues, but no, that wasn't it. But I said, I don't know. I said, have you been okay? And he goes, yeah, I've been fine. Cause we're peanut butter people here. I mean, I'll fight you for some peanut butter. And, so I took the one full jar back. So I had two and a half, orders to take back. And the gal was really nice. She goes, Did you, I said, the other one was almost empty. I wasn't going to bring it back. I just threw it away. But, they gave me a credit for both containers so that, both orders of it. So that was nice. I appreciated it because, these days, holy God. I mean, I went to the store not too long ago and just to get chicken breasts were like three something, 3.99 a pound. I'm like, God, what are you people smoking here? But I mean, there is not a day I don't turn on the news that salads have been recalled, ice cream's been recalled, cheese has been recalled. I'm like, people,
See,
what
this
is
is what
going on in
it's
our
factory.
factories?
Yeah, it's the factories. We need to get back to more local and sustainable. Like bring back the butchers, the neighborhood butchers, and get rid of the feedlots, and have cattle farms again, where you actually farmed cattle instead of shipping them off to some. Oh, I hate feedlots. I should become a
Oh, I
vegetarian,
know.
but I like I like beef.
I know, same here. I was like, we were talking about that the other day, and I'm like, yeah, because after the movie Babe, I guess James Cromwell became vegan after the filming of the movie Babe.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. And I just looked at my husband. I said, I can't even imagine the why, what he probably saw because, oh my gosh, when that first movie first came out, I was at work and this is when I worked for the credit bureau and the girls were all talking about it. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to see something like that. I'll just end up crying because shit, I can't watch the ASPCA commercials. I'll just burst into tears. I just can't do it. I'm too woogie about it. I just can't do it.
And
So I'm like, nope, I'm not watching. I like the dog purpose movies. Oh hell no, nope, 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 no, not doing it. So it's bad
maybe
enough.
just
I
go
couldn't
around
get
the
through the
block
movie
and
7 pounds without crying. You know.
I hear you. I hear you. I was so
So
mad at that movie that came out a few years back. Oh shit, the name just slipped my mind. Marley and Me, because
that was just on.
The Marley and Me book is a very different tone than the movie. They made the movie into a comedy. The book was a loving, heartbreaking story of a dog that had issues. Like
Right,
Marley wasn't just a goofy, lovable dog. Marley had some boundary issues. And
right.
it is the best book I ever read. I wept from page one to the very end, and I just clutched it for days, going, "Oh my God!"
And see, that's how I am with a book, though, Kathy. I,
Yeah,
I get some favorite books, and I can just reread them over and over and over and still enjoy them.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. But
my
if
husband
you
will
haven't
walk by and go, "Didn't you
read
just read
the
that?"
book, yeah.
Yeah, I just read it. Why? And he goes, "Well, why are you reading it again? You've already read it." I'm like, "Because it's really good. That's why. I mean, I really enjoy the book." So, he's just like, okay, the things that make you go, as far as
Yeah.
he's concerned, okay. But
Oh,
but yeah, yeah, and that's I've still not seen that movie. Still haven't seen it.
yeah.
No.
Well, it's a good. It has an excellent sad ending. I mean, I can't
Right.
fault it for that. But the book, oh my God, the book. Oh,
Now I'm gonna be interested. I might read the book.
read
I
the
might
book.
read the book
Yeah,
because I
read the
could
book.
probably, I can put the book down and walk away when I need to sometimes. But
Yeah.
that was just like the movie. One of my girlfriends recommended it. Now I'm not there's a few people I'm not really keen on as far as actors, like Adam Sandler. I am not a huge Adam Sandler fan. But
No.
I did like 50 First Dates. I thought that was a very cute movie. But other than that, like Big Daddy and that kind of stuff, no, I'm sorry. I'm not a huge Adam Sandler fan. But the other one is Will Smith. Now, especially how he just behaved at the
Oscar.
awards, that was crazy. But some of his movies they're okay. Now,
Yeah. No,
my
he's a
girlfriend was like, she goes, "You've got to watch 7 Pounds." Now, that man got robbed. That was an amazing movie. Rosario Dawson was in it. I love her too. That was such a good movie. And now it was funny because when I sat down to watch the movie, I happened to miss like the first 5 minutes. I'm famous. I will sit down and watch a movie, and I don't get to watch the whole thing practically because I'm up doing other stuff and come back and I miss 10 minutes. Like, okay, whatever. And but so I'm terribly famous. So when I talked to her about the movie, she goes, "Well, what'd you think?" And I said, "Oh my God, I was so surprised about how that started, how the movie ended." And she goes, "Yes." Hi. He says, "I've got something to say." I'm petting. I'm sorry. So, she goes, "Well, hun, the whole movie started off the way it ended." And I'm like, "Well, I missed the first 5 or 10 minutes." She goes, "Well, go back and watch the first few minutes of it." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." But so, I mean, he did such an amazing, powerful performance in that, and he got completely shunned for, that movie, and he deserved everything. What you going about? You got a full bowl of food? What, did Daddy not
Mhm.
come for lunch yet? I'm
But you're
sorry.
not paying attention.
That's exactly it. He's looking at me like, "Excuse me, I'm over here."
Kitten,
Or
pay
next
attention.
video I posted, this boy's going to be him snoring. He can snore all of us.
Take a video. I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
I
I
was gonna
will.
say
Next time I can catch him.
rotten when I was still a smoker and I was in my late teens. I was visiting my sister, um, and the lit end of the cigarette kept falling. The carton was something was wrong with it. I think it was just dry tobacco. I don't know. So I was like being really careful, and I had the ashtray up when I was smoking. You don't throw away cigarettes, you know. So she could finally takes the
No.
carton and looks at the number on the bottom and phones the company. Half an hour later, a representative was there with a brand new carton of cigarettes. And I
Wow.
go, yeah. Well, so yeah, there's some brands that really want to keep you as a customer. So
I guess. Holy
yeah,
cow. But no, I'm so glad because I mean, I quit smoking back in the year 2000. So it's been a long, long time. And I couldn't even imagine what it costs to smoke today. It just frightens me.
Nance was discussing the cost of a package of cigarettes and how much a carton was going for in her end of the world. I'm so glad I quit. I quit around the same time as you, Kate. We're sisters. I could have,
Yes.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
sisters.
Yes. Oh, no, the Vegemite man's no, pass. No, no. Ooh. Mm.
With a very little on a piece of toast, I can have. But if it's any big more than just a scraping, no, no, I'll pass. Thanks, bye.
Yeah, no, no. Oh, I know. I'm too bad you only get 2 kidneys. You can sell a few for that to get those. God, that's insane. I just know. Weed's cheaper.
Nice people.
Weed's cheaper. So go with that, you guys. It's cheaper.
Man, you gotta quit. You can't spend all your hard-earned money on that. God, it was. I was horrified when I quit in. I think it was 2000. Yeah, yeah, 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. I was outraged because cigarettes were going up to five. The package was going up to $5.75. There was no goddamn way I was going to pay that much for a package of cigarettes.
Well,
Now
and
they're what, 25? Holy shit.
right. Yeah. And well, and it was funny too because I was getting a new car that year and my husband looked at me and he goes, because he's never been a smoker, never. I don't know how he did it. I honestly can say that now, hindsight. I do not know how the man tolerated because I mean, his 90% of his family smokes. So when we go over there, we come back, you can smell it in your hair, your
Oh,
clothes. I mean, it's
yeah.
just awful. And, you know, I'm like, how did you do that? How did you tolerate? And he goes, well, I love you. I just did it. And this was back in the days where, I'm sorry, people nowadays, they go outside and smoke. I mean, this was no. I mean, we smoked. I smoked in the house, upstairs, in the
Oh, yeah.
tub. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you'd come upstairs and I'd be soaking in a bubble bath with
A
got
cigarette.
smoke, my ashtray. I finally graduated and said, hey, the toilet's close enough now. We're just ashing that, man. So, So we were
I
not sophisticated.
when I was in high school, we could smoke in the school. We had a dedicated smoking mall where between classes we could all congregate for 4 minutes between classes and have a smoke.
And you were allowed. We weren't.
We were allowed to smoke.
We weren't. I cannot tell you. I only got caught once and got suspended for 3 days.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. Yes. And my mom knew I smoked. My father, not so much.
Oh, it was the opposite for me. My father let me smoke when I was in the car or around him when I was about 12. I was an early starter.
Well, needless to say, I got grounded off of that one. So my
Oh,
suspension from 3 days went to 30.
poor
Now,
Kate.
I got to go back to school after 3 days, but my suspension at home, oh my God. I would have just hoped that he would have made me sit down and smoke 20 cigars or something, That would have been much easier. I would have volunteered for that one.
30
So,
days for an active teenager. Horrifying.
oh man. So yeah, I'll never forget that. So, yep. But I do have to toot my own horn just a little bit. My husband is one lucky man and he knows it too because he smokes the occasional cigar.
Uh-huh.
And I don't care. I go in the cigar stores with him because my uncle owned a pipe and pouch store.
Okay.
And I loved going in there. He had a cherry tobacco that it was his own blend. Oh God, it smelled good.
I love pipe
And
tobacco. The smell of
so
it.
it is. I mean, I loved it. And I still do. If it's a decent cigar, I don't mind it at all. I don't.
Huh.
And when we were on the cruise, they had a cigar bar, and he was just like, "Oh my God, you're kidding! They got a cigar bar?" And I'm like, "Yes, honey, they got a cigar bar." And so we went to the cigar bar, but it was kind of awkward. You had to kind of go all the way out to the open deck to come back in to the cigar bar. And so it was kind of weird, but it was fine. But you couldn't smoke cigarettes or anything like that. It was strictly for cigars. It was the cigar bar. And every now and then I would go in there with him when he was picking out cigars for the rest of the trip. And some of the guys in there, he got to know some of the guys, for the trip. And they were like, "Well, Mrs., you might want to run away." And I'm like, "Dude, no, I don't mind it at all." And they were like, "Oh my God, really? You have a wife that will let you smoke cigars?" And he just all beamed, just a little chest puffed out, and he goes, "Yeah."
What a flex.
So now he likes to rub that in a lot. So she lets me smoke cigars. Oh goodness.
Oh well, whatever makes the marriage work.
Hey, there you go. See, Rotten's working the system here.
Yeah.
Rotten's working the system.
That's a smart move. I was just allowed to smoke at home, so I can't even use that one. Okay, I had to wait till I was 14, but
Oh well, gosh,
my
Kath,
dad was a farmer and the son of a what's the word? A bootlegger.
Yeah. See, I got to be quiet. I can't say too much about it, but my whole family on my father's side was definitely legal moonshiners, I guess you'd call it. So, and it's a worldwide business today, so I'm very proud of them. So that's all cool.
Let's just say my grandmother had business dealings with a certain mobster from Chicago and a booze manufacturer in Ontario, the Bronfmans whiskey. We have a criminal past. Now listen, I was talking to a fella from India, and it was just sort of a group of people were sitting around and talking. And he was so amazed that we would so willingly talk about the skeletons in our family's closets so openly. He says, in my old country, that would be a source of shame. You wouldn't talk about stuff like that. I said, we revel in our crazies. We love it. Got a crazy auntie? We talk about it. He was just so amazed.
That is funny. I mean, every family, I love that stuff,
Got your freak hangout.
Yeah. Oh no. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Anyway, I got my brother coming over for an early dinner tonight, and I got to figure out what to do with potato gnocchi because that's what he wants.
Well, there you go. And just to give an answer to someone that posted on her little live not too long ago. So what's it to me? Because you're a lying bitch. That's what it is to me. And if I feel like calling you out, fuck you. I will call you out every time. Stop me. You
Is she
can't.
being pissy on community postings?
Oh, I'm
Or
sure she did. I just clicked over to look just a little bit. But no, that's what it is to me. I had a friend die from that procedure. So don't go around being a lying bitch that you are. And maybe you won't get called out. How about that? How about it?
Yeah. But keep going, kiddo, because we'll be right behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. I'll call her out every time. Every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she should be embarrassed. And you're going to use some woman's picture from 2008 as your own from your fake surgery? Give me a break, bitch. Huh. She needs to just come clean and say, okay, yeah. But no, but that, oh, I've changed. I'm a changed person. You haven't changed. If anything, you're a bigger ogre than what you were.
Yeah. And like we said, we can tell a filtered picture. So, I mean, just ask Melody. Oops,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? She's so sensitive.
Yeah. I know. She'll close her YouTube channel now and leave. But I mean, come on.
Are you keeping a counter on how many times she's left YouTube?
No, because I really could care less. You know, I mean, I don't really care about any of them, to be quite honest. And then that's their business, what they want to do. But when someone comes on and blatantly scams, because that's what that is.
It is.
I don't care what anybody says, she's scamming. When you use someone else's picture as your own, you're a scammer. And that's the only reason it's probably not up right now, is she figured it out that all you had to do was reverse search it in 2 minutes, find out, just like the fake GoFundMe, that she used a man's picture to try to scam people back in 2015, that this was a woman from 2008. And if anybody wants to see the proof, I have it. So if they want me to pass it on to them, you send me. My email is katiewaxy@gmail.com, and I'll send it to you, because I've got it. You know me. You know I don't say shit and I don't have it. I have receipts. So she's a lying, scamming. I'm not. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of her using, it's one thing to get on there and lie and gild the lily and pump it up, but she's scamming again. She's using someone else's picture as her own. She tried to get away with it. She couldn't, and she had to probably take it down. She said somebody reported it. Didn't nobody report that shit. She probably reverse searched it herself and figured out, oops, I fucked up again, didn't I? So, yeah. And again, this is my opinion only, disclaimer.
Yeah, no, I got it in the description, so.
Oh, I know, nickname. That was hilarious. Kate Winslet found the sound effects page in 2 seconds. Come on. Yeah.
You know what? We are smarter than you think we are.
Yeah. Easily. And do me a favor, she who shall not be mentioned, take a break for a while. I could use the summer off without your nonsense. Go die again, please. Fake another death.
Go on a cruise.
I envision the Titanic. Oh, never mind. I was on the Titanic. I forgot.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, that's right. You old thing. Yeah.
I know. And I didn't even have a door or anything. I don't know how the hell I survived. So, I don't know. Hopefully it was Leonardo DiCaprio saved my ass before he died.
Zombie Kate.
Hey. Like I said this over at Candy's the other day, with the stalker guy, because the guy really does look like could be her brother. I mean, that's hilarious. But I'm like, if they're going to be a stalker, how come they can't look like Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt or something? Somebody good, you know? It's like, damn, you got to have a stalker that, I don't know. That would not be my ideal stalker.
That's right. And another thing, if you're going to pretend, well, no, that doesn't even make sense. If you're trying to convince us, you're going through a procedure, like I said before, vlog it, People vlog their trip up to the doors, down the hallway. This is nurse such and such. This is my doctor. This is the food I got after. And, you don't just sit there with your your phone in your hand with sound effects playing in the background and expect people to believe you. It doesn't make sense. If you're going to lie, go for the cinematic.
Oh, exactly. I
You
mean,
got that
yeah.
$1,600 phone. Use it.
Oh, I know. That was so funny. I mean, it wasn't just a few days before that. She's in there whining about, she doesn't have the money to, get the protein shakes that she's supposed to be having. And she's having reactions. And hubby had to go get her Whataburger, the nastiest, greasiest thing he could find. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's going to go over real well with your fat surgeon, isn't it? And I mean, it's just the extent that she goes to for the lie. And again, it's like, why? Someone make that make sense to me. Somebody make it make sense, because it doesn't. I mean, nobody dumped this stuff on her that she had to come up with these stories. She produces these herself. Why? Why? She has followers, she has supporters, she has friends. So why do you have to lie to everybody? I don't get it. It makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
None. And oh, honey, I live rent free. Trust me, because she can't afford me.
Nah, the walls are chipping and the tile is coming up in her head. So I moved out.
Right. And and like I was telling the girls behind the scenes, I shopped Bath and Body, the semi-annual. Like, yes, I got carried away, and a couple of people are like, "Oh, show us," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't know if I will or not, but I can. I can show what all I bought because I'm not a liar. It'll be with my own voice and on my counter, everything lined up."
My phone is ringing. Keep talking. My phone's ringing. Hang on.
Oh, that's no problem. But so, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't understand why that she feels like she has to lie. I mean, these are supposedly people that now she's happy with, she's friends with, she's in a community, she's loved. I know it does. It makes me think of other people too, Mans, but I just, it doesn't make sense to me. I just can't figure it out. I mean, maybe if I could figure it out, I wouldn't be so trippy about it. But the thing that really upsets me is that she is basically scamming other people about it, when I had somebody that went through this very same thing and they didn't survive it. So it's just like a huge slap in the face when somebody sits there and says, well, they've had cancer and they've had this and they've had that, and they're lying. That's a slap in the face to the actual people who've had cancer and have had to survive it and are lucky that have survived. So, sorry, Manzi, it's just a little payback from earlier, dear. So, I had to get you. But again, if she's going to continue to do this shit, I'm going to call her out on it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm reacting. We're doing a reaction. We're doing a reaction. So if she wants to put it out there, guess what? It's going to get reacted to. Sorry, not sorry. Exactly. So everybody else can do reactions. Well, honey, this is my reaction. She's sick.
She is. And whatever. And I have to shut it down. I have somebody coming over
no
right
problem,
now.
Sweetheart.
Yeah. And everybody, thank you so much for showing up. I know I don't do these enough, but, it was it was something we had to do and bring up front because this is stupid.
Well, it is. It
Oh,
is.
it is. It's stupid. It's not, and I'm glad we gave you content.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's
Amen.
my charity to you.
It's
I'm
the
doing the
Lord's
Lord's
work.
work. Yep, we got it. So I will shut her down now, and I'll be home, I think, the next time I talk to you, everybody. So,
Oh, wonderful. Well, good to
yay!
see you, Kath. You take care, and we'll talk again soon.
Betcha. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Love y'all. See ya.